and DNF, and he's got to play catch-up. All right, we're set to go. The 500 National Motocross on the line and underway. And let's see if it'll be Stanton or Ward or Johnson or O'Mara. It is a Honda. Looks like Jeff Stanton snatched that hole shot as the dust comes up here in Maryland. A warm day, and it is Stanton out in front. Factory Honda. And Stanton is being chased by Gene Nomick. Looks like in second spot. Wardy coming up. Johnson coming up. But it looks like Stanton in front. But they're right behind him. Johnny O'Mara in mid-pack. Wardy trying to move up on Stanton and Nomick. The first 500 moto. We might point out in America, ladies and gentlemen, for you watching in Europe, the first half of the season is 125, 250. Then that championship is decided the 250, and then it is the remainder of the 125 and the 500 class. So this is the second half and the twilight, actually, of the motocross season. Whoa, look out. It looks like Wardy goes into second. Stanton in front. Looks like Jeff's comes up to second. That is Jeff Ward. And that is Jeff Stanton. And boy, have we seen this before. Ward and Stanton going at it. Johnny O'Mara moving up into fifth spot. And Jeff Ward is definitely on the gas. Jeff Stanton coming off a very bad get-off. You don't go to the hospital unless you're hurt, and he was hurt last week. And here comes Jeff Ward. And here comes Ricky Johnson. Johnson, who may be in his last year racing professionally. There's been talk of him going to Europe. Had lunch with Roger DeCoster earlier this year, and DeCoster confided in me, we're not sure about Johnson. But Ricky has fought his way back up despite that wrist injury incurred early in the year. He has not been 100%. Johnny O'Mara trying to move up. The battle is up in front, however, ladies and gentlemen, between Stanton and Ward. And Ricky Johnson carrying number 13. Johnson still looks like he's having some problems. But it is, here's Johnson. Let's watch him. This kid has had a lot of injuries, suffered a dislocated hip back in 1983 at the St. Louis National. He told me, he said it was the most excruciating pain he could ever imagine, and there was some talk that he would never walk again. But Johnson came back. He's a tough cookie. Stanton and Ward. Here's Jeff Stanton. And here's Jeff Ward. And he's coming up on Stanton. Well, Ward is riding somewhat conservatively. He's got an edge from last week's race when Stanton DNF'd. And Jeff is a very smart, savvy rider. Then around for another tough break for Stanton. Oh, boy. Jeff Ward has gone out in front. Let's see if Johnson can hold on to second. There's Johnson, Ricky Johnson. And Johnson and Ward have had a rivalry over the years. And now it is Johnson's turn to try to catch Ward. I don't know if he can do it. So Stanton drops to third. Ward gets the lead. And it looks like Wardy is going for another championship this year, but this is not the last race, remember. The last race of the season, but Wardy is piling up the points. Jeff Ward leading, ladies and gentlemen. Johnson in second spot. Stanton trying to scratch, claw, and fight his way back up there to get a shot at Wardy. Stanton cannot afford to give this moto to Ward. And that's exactly what he did. Let's see what happens now in the final moments of this first 500 National Moto. There's Stanton, number 2, trying to fight his way back up. Jeff Ward doing a beautiful job. Wardy is a seasoned veteran. and he will take any opportunity he can. He has kept himself physically and mentally sharp in a career that's spanned over 20 years. Now it looks like Johnson is getting the pressure from Stanton. Larry Huffman calling the action. There's Johnson in second spot behind Ward. We're covering it for Power Sports Productions of California. Stanton coming up behind Johnson, and these guys are teammates. Remember what happened in the first moto when Bale refused Honda team manager Dave Arnold's admonition to back off Kudrowski, and so Arnold locked, the word we have, that Arnold locked Bale's CR125 in the trailer, in the truck, wouldn't let him race. These guys are friends. Johnson knows that he has no shot at the national championship. He is not going to battle and cause a problem for Stanton, but Johnson's not going to move over either. I think you're going to see an interesting battle toward the end of this moto. Wardy completely in control out in front, and Jeff is riding a very conservative race as he laps a slower rider, a lap rider. Here's Johnson in second, and there's Stanton in third. So let's see what happens between Stanton and Johnson. Johnson will not take Stanton out, and vice versa. They are teammates and friends. Jeff Ward heading for the first moto victory. Can he hold on to it? That's the question. Budds Creek, Maryland. Potomac Speedway, folks. And there's Jeffrey going on toward the checkered flag. Johnson in second. That's the move over flag for you folks in Europe right there, telling a rider that he's about to be lapped. Here's Johnson. And Stanton right behind him. There's Stanton. All right, we got a race for second. Stanton needs these points desperately. Says earlier in the interview, you heard him, I've won 2 out of 3 championships. I want this one, but it's going to be tough. The DNF last week. Jeff Stanton trying to catch Johnson and then go after Wardy. And they're all looking for the white flag and then the checkered flag. There's Wardy on the lime green Kawasaki, the KX500. These are so fast. These are called the top fuel dragsters of motorcycle motocross racing, the open class motocrossers. Had a chance to ride one a couple of years ago, a big Honda down in Mexico, and good Lord, it scared me. They are so fast, and these riders are so good to be able to control them. Well, Stanton has got by Johnson for second. Johnson apparently has fallen, and Stanton now is going to try to make a race of it. Here's Ward, and Ward has got the signal from his mechanic that Stanton's closing on him. The final moments of this 500 moto, and suddenly Stanton is back in contention. You had a flash of Stanton there, and there, nope, the checkered flag is out, and Wardy wins it. And Stanton cruises across the line in second. He is not happy. A tough break for Stanton. Fell while leading. He is out of it, but he still manages to salvage second. And here's Johnson, and Johnson limps across the line, apparently in third. Big Rick. Yep, Johnson's third, O'Mara fourth, and Namek, who was second momentarily in the first lap, finishes fifth.